Welcome to Bangla City SATV News. This is Faisal Faruqi. First with our headlines. Today is 102nd birth anniversary of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. President and Prime Minister paid homage in Tungipara. Bangladesh should respond to United Nations concerns on human rights, urged Human Rights Watch today. Russia and Ukraine have reportedly made significant progress on reaching peace deal. ICG urges Russia to end aggression in Ukraine. Today is 102nd birth anniversary of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. On this day, in 1920, Bangabandhu, the architect of the country's independence and the greatest Bengali of all time, was born at a respectable family at Tungipara in Gopalganj. Dalia Nilüfer has the story.
Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman led every historic movement, from mass upsurge in 1969 to Liberation War in 1971. On this occasion, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina paid homage by placing a wreath at the portrait of Bangabandhu in front of Bangabandhu Memorial Museum at Tanmundi Road No. 32 in the capital this morning. After that, President M. Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina paid rich tributes to Father of the Nation in Tungipara. After placing the wreath, they stood in solemn silence for some time as a mark of profound respect to the memory of the Father of the Nation. Meanwhile, a smartly turned out contingent drawn from Bangladesh Army, Navy and Air Force gave an guard of honor. Besides cabinet members, parliament members and senior leaders of Bangladesh Awami League were present there. Different socio-cultural and political organizations, including the ruling Bangladesh Awami League and its associate organizations, have chalked out elaborate programs to mark the day. Dalia Nilüfer, SATV News Desk.
Human Rights Watch today urged the Bangladesh government to meaningfully respond to United Nations concerns regarding grave allegations of torture, enforced disappearance and extrajudicial killings in the country. The United States has already sanctioned the country's Rapid Action Battalion under the Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Acts for serious rights violations. Earlier, on March 3 this year, the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights urged Bangladesh government to respond to allegations of torture reported during a 2019 review of its obligations. However, HRW claimed the government has not demonstrated any efforts to improve vetting and instead seeking more senior UN peacekeepers positions for its police and military personnel. The two children in Brahmanbaria who were said to have died after consuming Napa brand of paracetamol syrup actually died due to sweets being laced with poison by their mother. Police today arrested the mother over allegations of premeditated murder of her children over extramarital affair. Police said the father filed a case with the police today. The arrest came following an investigation which revealed that mother had developed an inflict affair with a man while working at a local rice mill. Earlier, it was alleged that two children had died after consuming Napa syrup. However, after testing, officials of the Directorate General Drug Administration on Monday said the batch of Napa was found to be safe. A low-pressure area formed over the Indian Ocean and adjoining southwest Bay of Bengal, which could develop into this year's first cyclone Asani. Indian Meteorological Department said the cyclone could also move towards the coast of Bangladesh and northern Myanmar by morning of March 23. The low-pressure area is likely to move and become a well-marked area over Southeast Bay of Bengal and Andaman Sea around March 19. It could turn into a cyclone storm on March 21. However, the IMD advised fishermen not to venture into central parts of South Bay of Bengal and adjoining equatorial Indian Ocean on 16th March. The Southeast Bay of Bengal and Andaman Sea areas are also in red zone during 17th and 18th March. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back to SATV News, and you are watching SATV Bangla City SATV News. Now we move on to international story updates. Russia and Ukraine have reportedly made a significant progress on reaching a tentative peace deal. International media outlets said negotiations from the two countries have discussed the proposed deal in full for the first time. Dalia Nilüfer has the story.
The 15-point draft includes a ceasefire and Russian withdrawal, with Kiev having to accept neutrality and curbs on its armed forces. In addition, Ukraine has to give up its bid to join NATO. Despite projected optimism over efforts to end the war, Ukrainian officials accuse Russian forces of shelling a convoy of cars carrying fleeing civilians. They explained the city of Mariupol has been enduring a humanitarian catastrophe for days now, including an airstrike on a theater where hundreds of displaced people were believed to have been sheltering. The United Nations says over 700 civilians have been killed since Russia launched its invasion on February 24th, saying this includes over 50 children. The UN added that the actual figures might be even higher. Against the backdrop, President Joe Biden on Wednesday vowed additional U.S. security assistance to the Ukraine. Biden explained that the U.S. will help Ukraine acquire additional long-range missile anti-aircraft systems at the request of Ukraine's president. Biden added that Washington will also supply 9,000 anti-armor systems, drones, as well as 7,000 small arms, including machine guns, to help Ukraine civilians defend their country. Meanwhile, the International Court of Justice (ICJ) has also ordered that Moscow immediately halt its invasion, saying it is profoundly concerned by Russia's actions in Ukraine. However, President Putin has again reiterated that Russia's goal in Ukraine is to achieve a neutral status for the country. Dalia Nilüfer, SATV News Desk.
At least 4 people have been killed and 97 others injured as 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck Japan's northwest coast of Fukushima today. The epicenter of the earthquake was about 60 kilometers below the sea. Shortly after it hit, an advisory of tsunami of up to 1 meter was issued for parts of Japan's northeastern coast, including Fukushima and Miyagi prefectures. There have been also reports of power outages for more than 2 million homes. A high-speed train partly derailed, but reports suggested no passengers were injured. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Wednesday met with UAE's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed as part of efforts to secure additional oil flows and increase pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin over Ukraine. According to Johnson's office, the British Prime Minister stressed the need to work together to stabilize the global energy market. Following the meeting, Johnson also met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, but failed to secure compliments of Saudi Arabia to step up oil production. Johnson said he had obtained an understanding from the Saudis that instability in world markets from a spike in energy prices caused by the Ukraine crisis was not their interests. Iran's foreign minister on Wednesday confirmed that the UK had repaid historic debt of $530 million, a massive sum that was said to have been received by Iran a few days ago. UK's debt to Iran goes back to when the UK failed to deliver its chief-train tanks, which, ordered by the Shah of Iran before, was overthrown in 1979. Following the Iranian Revolution in 2009, the UK admitted that it owed Iran for the undelivered tanks, but claimed that the debt could not be honored while Iran was still subject to economic sanctions for its nuclear program. Following the news of the rapid debt, 2 British Iranians who have been held captive in Iran for years have been released. However, Iran's foreign minister denied any links to the subsequent release of the prisoners and debt being repaid. Now, story from the sports world. The Tigers will face West Indies in their fourth match of the Women's ODI World Cup. The match will start at 4 a.m. Bangladesh time on Friday. Bangladesh won their first match in the third match of the Women's World Cup. Nigar Sultana's team defeated Pakistan by 9 runs. This time, Bangladesh will take a tough test. Although Pakistan is a known opponent, West Indies, on the other hand, is a completely unknown team for Bangladesh in ODI format, as the girls of Bangladesh have not played any one-day match against them till now. No matter what, Bangladesh captain Nigar Sultana Jyoti sees this as an advantage. According to her, Windies will have less idea about Bangladesh as they have never faced each other before. Tottenham and Liverpool have won separate matches in the English Premier League. Tottenham defeated Brighton 2-0 and Arsenal won the big match by the same margin as All Red. With this victory, Liverpool went one step further in the race for the title. Liverpool did not have a good start at Emirates Stadium. The All Reds, who started with Mohamed Salah and Roberto Firmino on the bench, were shaky from the start. However, Liverpool took the lead in the second half. Diego Jota scored in the 54th minute, though Thiago Atlanta. Brazilian striker Roberto Firmino doubled the lead 6 minutes later. As there were no more goals in the rest of the match, Liverpool left the field with a 2-0 victory easily. Liverpool is in the second position of the table with 69 points. Through this victory, which is only 1 point less than Man City at the top. Before we end, we go through the Bangla City SATV News headlines again. Today is the 102nd birth anniversary of Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. President and Prime Minister paid homage in Tungipara. Bangladesh should respond to United Nations concern on human rights, urged Human Rights Watch today. Russia and Ukraine have reportedly made significant progress on reaching a peace deal. ICJ urges Russia to end aggression in Ukraine. You have been updated with Bangla City SATV News. To know more updates, please visit www.satv.tv. Thank you for watching.